Okay, if you'll make your way back to your table, but please stay standing. Scott, if you'll make your way up.
Good afternoon. Fred, call order. Welcome everyone to the meeting. I am going to offer the prayer today. Before I do, I think most of you, if not all of you, have heard the news about our oldest member, C.C. COLLIE, and I would draw your attention to the note in the program that his memorial service will be on Veterans Day. How appropriate that would be, November 11th at 1 o'clock at First United Methodist Church.
Highland Park.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Yes. Highland Park United Methodist Church. So, if you would please pray with me. Dear gracious Heavenly Father, we're grateful for the opportunity to come together in fellowship and service to others. We thank you for the many blessings you've given us and for the chance to make a positive impact on the lives of those we serve. May our actions be a testament to the principles of service, integrity, and hope that Rotary stands for. We pray for those in need. May our efforts bring relief and hope to those less fortunate. We pray especially for those who are caught up in turmoil, chaos, and conflict. We pray for this country as we find ourselves at a critical and volatile state of divisiveness, that we would recognize that we are all Americans and that being respectful of differing opinions has been our strength since our inception. We ask for discerning hearts, clear thoughts, and wise deliberations as we conduct this business of Rotary. We ask that you would impart your wisdom and grace upon us, strengthen us in our faith, and fill us with the gift of your Holy Spirit today and always. Finally, we give thanks for the long and fruitful life of your beloved servant, C.C. COLLIE, who walked this earth with wisdom, kindness, and dignity for over a century. In his passing, we mourn deeply, yet we celebrate the legacy of love, strength, and inspiration he leaves behind. Receive him now to your eternal peace. May his soul find rest in your presence, and may those who grieve be comforted by the memory of a life that touched so many. Amen.
Amen.
If you would please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now the national anthem.
I feel like we have a faster tempo of late. All right, so next we will do Happy Bucks. Does anyone have any good news?
Test 2.
Anyone like to share any good news?
Yes, sir. Mike's your time.
I didn't wear it today because I didn't want to create a ruckus, but my Los Angeles Dodgers baseball hat is in my car and it's ready for a quick victory. And I just want to say 2 years in a row would be the first time in a long, long time. So root for the right team, guys and girls. Or I'll wear my hat.
Thank you, Tom. Anyone else?
Okay, so now we'll do our
Oh,
introduction of
we
guests.
have- we have one more.
Beth has one.
Yes, ma'am.
I've put my buck in there to tell everybody hello. We're so glad to be here. We look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you, Beth.
All right, introduction of guests. Does anyone have a guest with them today? Siobhan?
I will introduce our speaker in a little bit, Keith Randal Duncan, but his wife Martha is here with him today, and she's his partner in crime at the Movie Institute. And then Mr. Larry Roberts, a good friend. He's been a speaker here with us before, but he's back with us again today, so please welcome them.
It's my pleasure to introduce Elmer Valdespino. Did I get that right? So Elmer is the new area manager for Encore, and he's going to be managing Park Cities and Addison, and is going to be joining our club. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Sure. A little bit about myself. 16 years with the company at Encore. I'm born and raised in Houston, Texas. Just a little bit more about me. I'm the eldest of 4 siblings. And like I said, I've been here in the Dallas area 16 years. Went to school at Texas A&M and also TCU for an MBA. So looking forward to meeting with everybody and joining the Rotary Club and just participating with you guys. So thank you.
Thanks, sir.
I was going out to get change. I do have Happy Bucks. Go Chiefs. And do I give this to you? Thank you so much. And I'm really thrilled to introduce our friend, Melissa Cody. We're friends through Junior League. She's also visited before, compliments of Richard Stanford. She used to work with his wife. So Melissa Cody is the Director of Operations and Tax at BDO. I'm really thrilled that she's here. She's super wonderful, and I look forward to y'all meeting her. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Happy.
I feel like if anyone gets a pass on Happy Bucks, it's Happy.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to introduce my wife, who has just spoken to you. Anything you can do to help me bring her out of her shell, I would really appreciate it. Appreciate it. I do want to say, at the risk of getting serious, how proud I am of this club. I'm a little disappointed. I thought it would just go to pot after I left, but sure enough, I'm so proud, and I'm keeping up with you through this gentleman right over here. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? That's it.
All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you for bringing guests, and we welcome you to join us at any time. And to our new Encore rep, we look forward to serving with you in the future. Okay, so let's do our raffle. Do we have our... Oh, well, we can do that. No, come on up, because I don't see Ruth with the tickets. Oh, she's got, all right. I actually did go out of order. I messed you up, Mark, because I was going out of order. Okay, if you present it to Keith, that means you have a ticket. $694 today, $694. $4415. Oh, there we go. Eric, come on up. I feel like I should be like, was it the speaker last week who was Hocus Pocus? Pick a card, any card.
Yeah, here, look at my sleeve. What's going on? Oh, so close.
Got the Queen of Diamonds. So he gets to keep his card. There's one less in the deck. We'll try again next week. And now, Mark.
Getting ahead of myself there a little bit. All right. So our marketplace advertiser today is our very own past president, Richard Stanford, representing C.C. Young. C.C. Young is a 100-year-old continuing care retirement community with, I think you told me the number was different now, over 400 residents served by 300 staff. I think that's 500 residents and 500, right. So they are expanding and growing all the time. It's hard to keep up. They offer senior-friendly independent living apartments, assisted living, memory care, long-term nursing, hospice, and Medicare rehab on its 20-acre campus. They also offer home health care service and hospice services in the community. The Point at C.C. Young provides an activity center for residents and seniors in the surrounding community, including exercise, swimming, crafts, musical entertainment, Bible study, and lectures and other programs, including presentations by UNT faculty who teach a range of subjects. They also operate a 54 apartment community for low-income seniors in Southeast Dallas. And construction has started on the terraces.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, soon construction will start on the terraces, a new independent living community on campus with terraces overlooking White Rock Lake. One of Dallas's first retirement communities now offers the best in 21st century senior living to Dallas seniors. So please join me in thanking Richard Stanford for all he does for our club and his continuing support of the marketplace and C.C. Young. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. And Greg, if you'll make your way up. Today is World Polio Day. We have a video that we're going to show, so if you can cue that up, and then Greg's going to say a few words about it.
I contracted polio when I was 15 months old in Lagos, Nigeria, and you know, polio is a horrible, terrible disease, and what it does is it causes paralysis. It's hard to put into words what Rotary have done for this campaign. It's absolutely astounding. I don't think enough people know just how much money Rotary has put in, billions, since they began the Rotary campaign 30 years ago, and just how much work the Rotary members have put into raise awareness and to help vaccinate children all over the world. You know, I think they're owed a massive thank you for what they've done, and you know, I'll be there as an ambassador with Rotary all the way until the end.
This is a cause really close to my heart. I've been out to India and I've taken part in an immunisation day and seen the dedication that it takes. And if we've managed to get rid of it in a country with over 1 billion people in population and so many young children, it's a message that we can do this globally now. For me, to see a disease like polio eradicated in my lifetime, it will be one of the greatest days of my life, and I think one of the greatest days for the human race.
Great, thank you. October 24th, World Polio Day. We've been talking about it for a few weeks, actually a couple of months, so hopefully you're prepared today where we can interface and I can pick up some resources to continue the fight against polio. One day, one focus, ending polio. It's a time for Rotary members, October 24th, World Polio Day, public health advocates, and all who want a free, who wish a world free from polio to come together and recognize our progress to fight. We've been a founding partner with the Global Polio Eradication Initiative for over 40 years, Rotary has. And we've reduced polio cases within a freckle of 100%. Rotary members have contributed more than 2.1 billion and countless volunteer hours to protect 3 billion children in 122 countries from this paralyzing disease. Bill and Melinda Gates have renewed again their long-standing partnership with Rotary to end polio by announcing a joint commitment of up to $450 million to support the global polio eradication effort. Rotary will continue to raise approximately $50 million every year, with every dollar to be matched with $2 additional from the Gates Foundation. am happy to announce that our district, 5810, has given us a handsome certificate to the Rotary Club of Park Cities. Is presented a certificate appreciation for its financial support of End Polio Now to the Rotary Club of Park Cities. It's a countdown to history campaign. Together we'll fulfill our promise to the children of the world and eradicate polio. And specifically, we have a number of individuals, myself, Herb Hammond, past President Doug Means, Patty Schaub, past District Governor Richard Gilman, and his wife Roselle, who collectively we put in the pot over $5,000 earmarked for polio specifically. So thanks to the Rotary Club of Park City's support in this effort. Thank you.
About CC? Yeah, we made, yes, and so CC's obituary is live. You can look at it online. It's also out front of the desk, and we recognized his contributions to the club at the beginning of the meeting. All right, so thank you, Greg. And if anyone wants to make a donation to the foundation in honor of World Polio Day to continue the fight, you can see Greg. Or if you forgot your checkbook and you want to tell him next week I'll bring X amount of dollars, I'm sure he'll be happy to see you next week. He'll come to your house. He'll come to your house. Careful what you ask for, okay? All right, thanks, Greg. So we had a very successful Dentistry with a Heart last week. Thank you for those who volunteered, and many of you might have saw Dr. Rainwater's email that he sent out, but I just wanted to highlight that this year we served 26 patients, but over the 8 years that we've had Dentistry with a Heart at Agape Clinic, we have helped 621 patients and provided over $430,000 of dental services to residents of low income in Dallas County. So that's been a very successful program for our club, and thank you for everybody who organizes and who participated in it. That was a really great project last week. And then, of course, tomorrow we have our packing day at the North Texas Food Bank. So for those of you who have signed up, it's 9 to 11:30. They do want us there early. So they say don't arrive any later than, I think, 8:45. They want you checked in. If you arrive after 9, you might miss the instructions in the volunteer window to join. And I don't know what the weather's going to be, so you might want to give yourself a little bit more time to get up there tomorrow morning. I'll see you there. And a fun note, last night we had our social at Cafe Momentum that Herb and Siobhan helped plan. And we also, because our foundation gave Cafe Momentum money, we were able to get a behind-the-scenes tour, so we saw their educational facilities and learned that over 40% of the individuals who go through there receive training, finish their high school education, go on to college, which I believe that's a very remarkable statistics that they have, because the mark was at 8%. Otherwise, they said if they go into the regular public school system, that only 8% graduate. High school. So only 8% graduate versus going through their program. They actually have 40% who go on to college. So that was really remarkable. It was an excellent meal, and as a bit of fun, Mike Rowe was there. I don't know if you've ever watched his TV show, Dirty Jobs. He has another show coming out where he's highlighting individuals doing good work in the community. So we got our picture taken with him and may end up being in the TV show, because we had to learn how to clap. We were taught how to clap and look at the right door while they filmed and not at the camera. So it was fun, and the meal was excellent. The next week, remember, District Governor Mary Badowski is coming, and we are festive for Halloween. So if you want to wear a costume, feel free to be Halloween festive. And for the board members, we meet with her prior, so please be here at 11. And just a matter of protocol, when she comes up to speak, we stand, and when she goes to sit down, we stand at next week's meeting. Starting November 1st, Eric will be collecting shoes. So if you're looking to clean out your closet, Eric Harrison will be collecting shoes over the next several weeks for Souls for Souls. last year we collected quite a few shoes, and it was a very successful campaign. So if anyone's looking to get rid of any shoes, tennies, dress shoes, anything like that, any type of shoes, welcome. November the 22nd is the Scottish Rite Popcorn Day, so if you like that event, then put that on your calendar. And the November the 9th is the tour of the National Medal of Honor Museum. So the chair of the day, Mark NEACE, if you would like to come up and introduce us to our speaker today. Thank you.
Well, I am very pleased to introduce our speaker. He's spoken to our club before, but I think it's been almost a year, maybe a little bit more than a year ago, and a lot has happened since then. So one is I've joined the board of the Movie Institute, and it's just a phenomenal organization. I've known Keith and Martha for, I don't want to say how many years, back in the original days of the Dallas Producers Association. So we've been around the block a couple of times and together for a few of those trips, but I'm really happy to be back and joining their organization now. We're celebrating 25 years this year. It doesn't seem like that long, but they've been super dedicated to this cause, and just great people, and I'm not going to take up too much more time. But the other big thing that's happened is we just opened our Media Institute Studios North at the Shops at Willow Bend. Multi-stage, control room, full makeup, special effects room, media training room that can also be used as a smaller studio, another meeting room that can be used as a smaller studio, all top-notch, top-of-the-line broadcast equipment. The largest stage is 1,600 square feet with a full 35-foot cyc wall. And so one of the things that we're really looking to do is to actually bring production into that facility, because every dollar that somebody spends on renting equipment or renting the studio for their own productions goes right back into providing programs for youth, where we train them with media skills that they can use to actually get a job or start their own business. But during that process, they're having fun and learning those skills, but they're also learning character development, leadership, and all these other great things that we want our youth to learn. So again, I'm going to leave the rest of the time up for Keith. So please welcome Keith Randal Duncan from the Movie Institute.
Hi. I'm going to do like this. Can I touch this?
You can take it out and hold it.
Halloween noise, eh? Okay, wait. It didn't break, so we're good. Hi, guys. I'm behind the camera, guys, so this is like really terrifying. But I'm going to do the best I can on this. First of all, I want to thank all of you Rotarians for having me, but also for all the work that you do in the community across the world. You're very quiet and humble about what you do, yet you're very vital to the most communities that you work in. And our co-founder, her dad actually, was a Paul Harris Fellow of the old East Dallas Rotary Club, which I don't know if it's still around. I used to take him there when he couldn't drive it, when we wouldn't let him drive anymore. Public safety announcement. But, and so we have a deep family connection to Rotary, and through the years we've seen all the great works that you guys do. So I really think you should commend yourselves right now before I start blabbing at you. Thank you from the community and from us for all that you do. Our co-founder, Martha Duncan, I mentioned before, we had this crazy idea. In 2000, I was an independent producer at the old studios at Las Colinas, which is now Mercury One Studio, owned by Glenn Beck, closed to the public. Before, lots of stuff went on there back in the old days. So I kept seeing this one stage was empty all the time, this smaller stage. It was too small for Hollywood and too big for locals. So I got this idea that, hey, we ought to do a summer camp for movie kids there. So I went to the owner, and he thought I was crazy, but he let me do it. And so in 2000, we had about 64 kids come to our first Camp Hollywood, and it was a success. Then throughout the years, we've just been doing Camp Hollywoods, and we've been doing workshops and other camps
outside of our jobs, because, you know, we were in the media business, so, you know, you work about 50 to 80 hours a week. So outside those jobs, we would do weekend workshops. We would always do the family vacation Camp Hollywood. So my poor daughter, instead of going to Galveston or going to Disneyland, was stuck at the studios at Las Colinas doing a camp. But after, over the years, as I got closer to retirement, I taught college for a while, I kept thinking that I wanted to make this. We had such success, not just with movie kids, but with kids at large. They learn team building. They learn these critical skills that they weren't learning at home and in schools through making movies. And a lot of the kids didn't stay in the business, thank goodness. They went off to real estate and real business, you know. And they were calling us back saying, everything I learned making movies with you guys, I use in my business every day. Thank you. So in 2008, we broadened out our mission to be a youth development corporation, a nonprofit in Texas. And when we started getting closer to retirement, we had this delusions of grandeur about making it an ongoing thing. And so first we started working with school systems and nonprofits, doing things at AMS Pictures. We were kind of gypsies. We went around, you know, doing our stuff at different places. But we kept getting canceled, and they had to change their schedules, and funding was off and on. So we decided, why don't we make a base for ourselves? Find a place where we can do a prototype production studio for kids. And that's what we did up in Dallas. We announced it here, actually, a couple of years ago almost. And I just want to show you our progress and where we're at now and what we've become. Life skills in the last 2 years have become more and more vital to teach kids about working together because they're so isolated now. COVID didn't help things, and we haven't quite bounced back from people being dependent, kids being dependent on their devices and not working together. So the main thing we've been bringing together is kids together from different backgrounds, economic levels, different cultures to work together on a single project. And that's how they learn how to work together, learn the contributions that people different than you can make. And that's the main impact that we do. Now, for those crazy kids that want to stay in the movie business, first we counsel their parents. We're sorry. It's not normal. And then we help them build their resumes and help them find whether they want to go to college or a trade school or just start up work, depending on where they want to be. You don't have to have a 4-year degree to run a camera, but you might want a law degree to be a producer. It depends on where you want to go, and thousands of jobs available in the movie business, which is, yes, changing. Since we started, we've helped about 3,200 kids. Our new facility will be able to work with 1,600 to 2,000 kids. And as I said, it is a prototype, so we want to kind of bring this down to Dallas too. Kind of like what you would say, you know, motion media YMCAs, to put these in different neighborhoods across Texas to give kids the opportunity all over to be able to come and chase their dreams, learn how to work together, and learn how to build hope for themselves. You know, we have worked in Dallas. We've worked with Tasby Middle School, which is a underserved school here at Fair Oaks and Park. And that was a very successful program. We went from 12 kids to 75 kids in 18 months. So that was very successful. We worked at the SOC up in Frisco, which is called the Student Opportunity Center, which is sort of a misnomer because this is where the bad kids go. You know, they want to kind of retrain them. And so we went up there to help intervene there. And we were very successful there. Now, we couldn't show the films because some of the kids were in the witness protection program. So we couldn't, they made the movies, but we couldn't put them on YouTube or show them for obvious reasons. But the kids had a great time. In fact, they were smiling, and they were really regular teenagers for a little while. And so our metrics up there were like 93% for life impact. The school system did the metrics themselves. And so our programs are very successful. We've honed them and listened to the kids and listened to the parents over 25 years. And now our next goal was to have a place to put all of that knowledge and ability to help kids. And now we have our place up in Plano. The reason we chose that place is because they gave us the best deal for rent. It was just a complete financial decision. So we're at the Shops at Willow Bend, which you may have been reading about. They're redoing it now. They're going to tear probably about 2/3 of it down and rebuild it into a giant Waters Creek. I don't know if you know what that is, or what is it called? Master plan, multi-use kind of thing. Retail, office, hotel, families. There'll be about 900 families here, which we're really excited about. Our part of the building, they're keeping up as a kind of an edutainment event area. So and they want us to expand with them too. So that was kind of exciting news for us that we're going to be there long term, because we thought this would be a prototype, we build it out, have it 3 to 5 years, and then we have to go build another one. But no, they said that, no, we'd like to have you here. So we're like, whoa, that's great, what a score, right? So we're going to be there at Little Bend, but we really want to, we're from Dallas, Martha and I both. She's from the Hillcrest area, and I'm from Oak Cliff. So we're both dyed-in-the-wool Dallasites, and we want to bring one of these down here. And why a studio? Because the kids need a place to go. We can do after-school programs, we control our own schedules, we control our own budgets. There's a lot more control of things we can offer more efficiently to the kids. And like I said, they have a safe place to go. I covered that. Okay, I think I covered everything. Now, here's the part. This costs money. This is a 6,545 square foot facility prototype. And we did what you call a reverse capital campaign, is we had some money that we put into it that we need to raise after we built it. Because it's such a new concept. There's not anything like this in the rest of the country. This is brand new to North Texas and then the country. So we had to mainly build a living business plan. And that's what we decided to do. And in the daytime is production work that we do. Kids can work on the production work, kind of a work-study program, so they're building their resumes, but that money feeds the studio. And then in the afternoon and evenings, we do training in production, training in acting training, speaking, anything that has to do with motion pictures, talent, or behind the scenes, we do up there. So we have need for support is big, as you can imagine. We have a founder's circle available for our reverse capital campaign. You can become a founder. The little museum plaque on the wall, one-time donation. You've all seen it down at DMA and stuff. Our ask is not near that. But, and also you can headline sponsor as a business, or you can become a key sponsor, or we can even name a room after you. So there's all kinds of, and then there's of course general donations available. It's in your heart to support these kids. Now our kids come from everywhere, not from Collin County. They come from everywhere. We've had kids come from Japan, which surprised us. Peru, Israel, Nebraska. I don't know. Martha sometimes becomes a travel agent for him, actually, because the rest of the family goes, we're taking our vacation to put our kid in this camp. Is there anything to do in North Texas? And she's like, are you kidding? You need 2 weeks, right? So she kind of helps them put a travel agenda together while we keep the kid for Camp Hollywood. They're off doing other things. So, we draw from quite an area. Mineral wells, you name it. And we're proud about that. So we really want to expand this out. Matt, you want to play the video? Do we want to play the video? You want to see a little virtual tour of the place? just call me or Martha, and we'll set one up. We'll have fun up there. You can see the place for yourself. Bring your kids, grandkids to come up and see the place and see if it's something they might like. Because at the end of the day, it's about serving these kids. They're our future. So think about it. If you invest in the kids today, you're actually investing in your own future. And we really believe that in our hearts. That's why we dedicated so much of our resources, our personal resources, and 25 years to it, is there's nothing like seeing the tears streaming down a kid's face and the parents' face at, like, say, graduation of Camp Hollywood, that they helped make that movie. It's their movie. It's their thing. They drove that bus. We provided the bus and the safety equipment, but they drove it. Their creativity, their, good or bad, they made the decisions to make it happen. And that's so rare for them in the day-to-day. Back, I'm an old cat, so I remember days when we, got on our bikes Saturday morning, and when the street lights came on is when we were supposed to be back home. Yeah. So all day we were making our own decisions for good or bad, getting ourselves out of trouble so Dad wouldn't find out, right? So you remember those days? But those days are no more. Kids are on their pads, they're isolated, the AI is raising them. And so we, at the Movie Institute, want to intervene and say, hey, you can come together, you can solve problems together, like we did in the creeks down at Keys Park when I was growing up in Oak Cliff. That's kind of what we do with these kids, is give them the opportunity to work together to solve their own problems in a safe, fun environment that doesn't judge them for where they came from, or what color they are, or what their economy is. It judges them only on their character and willingness to throw in and make it happen. Thank you for having me. And any questions?
Sure. I'm going to try.
Recommendation, just talk before the program. Rock Epstein, who owns the Texas Theater,
Yep.
700 people attend an event at his theater last month in North Francis and filled it up. Our recommendation is to contact him after he's done with the theater. The next time he brings in somebody like that, or he can contact them, basically do a program where he brings in that type of speaker and turn that event into a capital development program for your entity. I would recommend, so I can help you on that.
Okay, that'd be great. We know Barack. I've shot with Barack.
But I think that would be fantastic. I think you could raise significant money by bringing in that type of, he brings those type of people in. So that's my recommendation, sir.
And Barack gives us free stuff, too.
Hold on a sec. Hold on a sec,
We
Patsy.
just, we basically closed down. We basically closed down for 2 years to build it. It took us 2 years and $350,000 to build a studio. And so there's only 2.5 of us doing this, right? So we have our COO who's full-time. I'm a volunteer full-time, and Martha's a part-time volunteer because she's on the board of another nonprofit. So it's basically us pulling this together over the last 2 years, working with the city, working with the mall, these high-level people. So it took time to build, and it takes time to build a studio. It's just a blank space, and we had to design it. Reese Architects came in, and you know them locally, and they gave us a great deal in the architecture. Pritchard Associates, which is a construction management firm here that builds $50 million buildings. They're one of our community partners and sponsors. They came in to help us with that. Or we couldn't have, without community support from Dallas, that wouldn't have happened up in Collin County. A lot of our community support came from here because Reese and because Pritchard, they want to build one of these down here. And we're working with that right now with the city councilman from Dallas to put one here.
I'll take you.
We're doing Camp Hollywood every year, but that's all we can manage up at the Frisco School of Music.
And we would do about 50 to 60 kids.
Yeah, and that was our income for 2 years, 50 or 60 kids. We just didn't pay any of the bills because the mall was still charging us rent while we were building. Yeah.
But our workshops, it depends on the workshops. We need to speak, we need a mic. Here's the mic. Oh, sorry.
That's Martha.
It depends on the workshop, what kind of size we can accommodate as far as the kids are concerned, but we usually have anywhere from 12 to 15 kids per workshop.
So max. Because, when you get bigger than that, bigger than Hilbert, it's hard to manage and teach them. And so our programs, we don't pay for the space. Our programs are self-sustaining when it comes to the program, but to pay for the giant studio, we need other funding to come in.
So it used to be to work in the industry, you had to move to Hollywood. Now where are your kids finding jobs? Are they able to stay here in North Texas?
There's something on my list that I missed because I'm blind, but I'm glad you brought that up. Texas was in the, I'm old, remember, so in the 80s was the third coast. Who remembers all that press about the third coast? Well, we kind of were. You know, there's a lot of movies made here. RoboCop was made here. Prison Break, a lot of things were made here, right? And Barney, sorry, the purple dinosaur. Yeah. I saw him faint once, but anyway, I'm afterwards. But, and then it went away. And we got legislators that thought it wasn't a vital industry. Now, Governor Abbott, whether you like him or not, always thought it was a vital industry. We can't just rely on real estate and oil in the state is what he believed. So when the legislature wouldn't fund credits, tax credits, he funded it out of the enterprise fund to keep the credits going. Me and Martha were actually lobbyists for the first passage of the credits back in 08, 07. But anyway, now, because of Taylor Sheridan and the cowboy actor, I can't remember his name. Oh, man. Anyway.
Billy Bob?
Well, yeah, Billy Bob, Matthew McConaughey, they're all true, but I can't remember. Quaid. Yeah, Dennis Quaid's big. He's quietly big in Texas. He quietly went to the legislature. He quietly lobbied with Taylor Sheridan to get now over $1 billion, with a B, dollars worth of film credits here. Wow. Paramount, with Taylor Sheridan and 101 Productions from Los Angeles, is building a giant film complex near Alliance Airport. Mansfield is building a 125-acre film studio out there in Mansfield. Down by Bastrop, there's been announced a 500-acre film studio down there. So jobs, I think we're going to do pretty well with that because Hollywood has priced itself out of the game, unfortunately. I love Hollywood. I love my friends out there. I love Pasadena, LA, Santa Monica. But those people, you have a whole different zone. When you're working in a union, you have to pay sometimes double what you would pay in Texas or Georgia for the same union members. And just because you're in LA. And so people are fleeing Los Angeles because sometimes with a movie you only have about 11% profit, you know, and that's what the unions are taking away. So why would you do it in the LA zone when you can go to Georgia or New Mexico or Texas and not have to pay that? Plus there's no income tax in this state, unlike Georgia. And so we have that tax advantage. There's a lot of advantages of shooting in Texas. Otherwise, it's just Texas. Why would you want to shoot here? Right? I'm sorry. But anyway, I got a little patriotic there. But yes, the movie business is moving east. It was moving to Canada, but now the tariffs are going to be imposed, and so it won't be going up there as much anymore. But it is going to be moving to these. Taylor Sheridan's banking hundreds of millions of dollars that's going to be here in North Texas. So to answer your question, he's more privy to information that I don't know. So why is he building this $100 million studio with Paramount if there's nothing there, right? So I think the job outlook is really, really good. And next year we're going to start an official work study program in the afternoons for kids to come and actually work on commercials and things we shoot at the Movie Institute in the early afternoon and the mornings.
I have a question about the ages of the students that you are recruiting. How would they go about it? And if we have some kids that might be interested in it and need a way to go, what ages?
It's online. In our age, we have an age guide. They're not strict rules because different kids develop at different rates. We found that out. Some 8-year-olds were born with a camera in their hand and they're already making movies, and some 12-year-olds are new to the business. So we talk to the parent. We're very individual.
Is there a top age out?
18.
Oh, no more than 18.
More than 18.
Ooh.
And then mainly it's 10, but sometimes we take 8-year-olds depending on their ability. We talk to the parents. We talk to the kids. It's very individual. To us, kids are individuals, never in mass. So, because you have to be, because you have to know where to, and they choose their own directors when they're making movies. They're really in charge. We just give them a fair playing field and guidance. And that's what's different about it, is that they're really driving the bus, and it's a new experience for a lot of them to be trusted with that. Any other questions? But yeah, but you can sign up online for our different workshops coming up. Oh yeah, we do work with a lot of neurodivergent kids. In In fact, we're new community partners with the UNT-WISE program. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's a program at the University of North Texas for neurodivergent kids and late teens. And we're going to be working with them next year on a bunch of programs at our studio and both on the UNT campus. And we're also community partners with Dallas College. So we'll be doing some camps next summer at Dallas College locations. We'll probably start at Mountain View because it has a CTE high school there, and that's where I went. So I lean towards Mountain View, but we'll be doing, so we have these colleges also as community partners, and we're community partners with the Dallas International Film Festival. So we're already embedded in Dallas. We just need a studio down there. We love Dallas.
Now, I'm down here. Close to my heart because my niece, who's actually 30 now, but she started in her early 20s, watching them try to find their place. She, as a dresser, as a screenwriter, but she recently finished a movie here in Dallas with Kenneth Branagh. I mean, he was here filming and another famous American actor. I mean, is there a way to develop a pathway for them to get into real movies, to get enough experience, particularly the ones who've been in the program a while, to get enough experience to become part of the crews in some form or fashion on all these movies that are about to get made in the Dallas area?
Yeah, we're working towards that. We're a new thing. Once we get our production thing established, we've been focused on that. Our outreach is going to be big to people like Taylor Sheridan, people we know in the business. We also teach corporate video, which is it's not just about making movies. How you make a lot of money in North Texas is through corporate video, podcasting, and web videos. And I'm talking, with me, I could make more in a day on a corporate video than I could in a week on an independent film. I only did independent films because it helped my soul a little bit. But corporate video can be very creative. I mean, there's corporate clients that want creative things, cool things. TV commercials, of course, are very creative. We're telling a corporate story, so we teach the kids about, it's just another way of storytelling. Nothing boring or stupid about it. OSHA videos are important. Why would you make an OSHA video boring? Have you seen OSHA videos? Most of them are horrifyingly boring. Well, I worked for a company that specialized in making OSHA videos fun. And boy, do they make money in the 90s doing that, right? Because you'd see their videos next to the, Ben Stein kind of video, and Bueller, and we'd always win the bid. Because it's like we still talk the stuff the government wanted us to, but in a very entertaining and fun way. So I made most of my money in the business doing corporate video and TV commercials, and when I wanted to lose money, I went and worked on an independent film. Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. Now the investors, I usually made by base rate. My investors usually made their money back, but the rest of us were like, there was no back end for us, right? So you better make it up front, or you're not going to get it. Because the investors, of course, in Texas are first in line and things like that, and they should be. They invest their money. But we teach all about independent film. We teach about Hollywood. Hollywood's a changing, so we'll start in February. We're designing an AI curriculum right now. AI. We already have the Dallas Producers Association, which we're longtime members of, that you mentioned, and the Dallas Producers Association is also one of our sponsors. It has been since 2006. But anyway, so they support what we do. They support kids to come to the camp. And we had them up, last spring to do a symposium on AI. It was really well attended. We just finished stage 2. We were still building the rest of it. But so AI is going to be an important player in the future. I just read in Variety today, I think, that I can't remember the filmmaker said that the first feature AI will be out within 2 years. Feature film totally made with AI. That's a whole nother symposium discussion. Don't throw tomatoes at me. I'm not necessarily for it.
Keith, can you speak to the challenges of getting a screenplay written? I have a very interesting family history. I'm related to Patrick Henry's, my great-great-grandfather. Our foundation has tried to get a movie script about this, and the thought among the Hollywood people we spoke to is it doesn't fit the demographics and moviegoers. It's not younger audience. How do you
Does it have a Marvel character in it?
No, it
Oh,
doesn't.
sit down. We don't want to hear any more.
Yeah, I mean that's about
that's what it is.
that's about it. But
Yes.
how do you go about getting a screenplay written about Revolutionary War, you know, and politicians back then?
Well, man, that's a. Let's see. How much time do we have? Well, see, here's the thing. Stars can't even get their movies made now unless they fit the demographic. Because remember, and this is telling, Barbara Broccoli, I think it was working with MGM before she sold out to him. And she walked out of a meeting because the Amazon people called her dad's films content. And she said, this is not content, this is a motion picture. Because she felt that content was degrading what it was as an art form. Because film, remember, is a commercial art form. Not to Amazon and not to Hulu, it is content, it is data streams that need to make money. There is no, the art is superfluous to it. And as you see with movies coming out, the studios agree with it. So you want to make a movie, they want content that has data behind it. For example, this is what I was told 10 years ago. I'll keep it short and I'll answer your question. A junior executive over projects at, say, Sony, sees a new project, a brand new script from the WGA, and he wants to greenlight this script. It's going to cost $20 million. That's what the office says. He sees Dr. Phibes from the 70s has a fan base of about 8 million people. This has no fan base, has no data behind it. This has a data. Which one is he going to pick? Which one's less risk? Where's the risk mitigation? This is total risk. So that goes. This has some risk mitigation, so if it screws up and flops, he can say to his boss, but I had data. So he gets to keep his BMW in his Palm Beach home. He gets to do that 2 or 3 times before he's fired. If you take a risk on a single, this is from Paramount, Donna Miller at Paramount, before she retired, she told me this. If you take a risk on a new script from a WGA writer, there's a great script, but it fails, you're fired immediately. You don't get a second chance. You should have gone with the data. Because people that run movie studios now are marketing people with MBAs, and none are filmmakers really anymore. And think about it. All the movie studios are owned by other people, by conglomerates. Have you noticed that? There's only one movie studio that owns itself. Which one would that be? Walt's company. Disney's the only one that owns itself. And it owns ABC, and it owns a string of other things, because it was a little smarter. Now, of late, we can see the data-driven play coming after Disney. And you notice their quality is going down along with their stock prices. Because remember, it's show business. So you can't put the business before the show, and you can't do the show without the business because then you lose all your money. So it has to be that balance. To answer your question, is that new stuff, unless you have eyeballs on it already, or data, or you fund it yourself, no one's going to buy it, unless you're lucky. I'm saying that Helen Hunt's movie, right? She's an Academy Award-winning actress back in, I think, Dallas International Film Festival, showcased her movie. It took her 8 years to get funded. She had all these big people in it, right? And couldn't get a studio to pick it up. I can't remember the name of the movie. It's a rom-com. Yeah, so it was a rom-com she did back in 2008. It was great. I thought it was a great, well-made movie. Did okay at the box office. But she took her 8 years to get it made and distributed. An Academy Award-winning actress. You're talking about an insider, right? So she couldn't get her movie made. We're now, independent film is a whole other thing. And I think the market is leaning more towards independent film. Because the big guys are going towards tentpoles movies, which are big. But these little dramas, like Whales of August, would never get made now. If you ever saw the Whales of August, which is a great little drama with Vincent Price and some other actresses I can't remember the name of. you never get a drama like that made now. At a studio, Miramax, it's blown up and bought out. New Line, which was an independent, they got bought up. They get gobbled up, and then they become what their parent is, right? And then so there's no outlet. But streaming and doing movies that are from the heart and mean things are still viable movies. They just have lower distribution rates. You can't spend $100 million on them. You can spend $5 to $20 million on them and still maybe make the money. Of course, you have these crazy things like Paranormal Activity, which was made for $11,000 and rakes in $200 million. You have Blair Witch Project, same kind of thing, $33,000, raked in $262 million back in the day. Those are anomalies, like winning the lottery. And the movie companies, studios, why can't we do that? Because you can. So anyway, I could go on and on about movie business because I used to teach it. That's what I taught at college was the distribution and business. I had the math class for making movies and how to protect yourself from. Yeah. Last question.
You mentioned the AI movie, and I read an article the other day about this, about the AI, the lady, I think Tilly or Lily or something like that is her name, and how upset the Actors Guild was about this. And I'm just, as I'm reading this, I said, what if it gets so good that this AI person receives the Academy Award? I'm thinking, who's going to show up?
It wouldn't make much difference, actually. I'm not a fan of the Academy. I'm gonna hide. No, I'm not a fan of the Academy Awards. It's been written for a long time, and movies that people like usually don't make them. Politically generated movies are the ones that win now, and that's not why it was made. And that's not why it was started back in the late 20s. Guess what the first movie that ever won the Academy Award was? Wings, made in Texas. I'll leave you with that.
Thank you, Keith, for your time today and for the good works you do in the community. But for your time here today, we will be placing a book at the Jack Lowe Senior Elementary School in your honor. We have a book vending machine there, and we donate, in honor of our speakers. And for a student who's done well academically or behavior-wise, they get a token. They get to go choose the book they want, and it's theirs to keep it. So it helps create literacy by having more book ownership in the home. Thank you for being here today. So as we said, next week is District Governor Mary Badowski, Halloween festive, okay? And for those who are coming tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow at the North Texas Food Bank Packing Day. We are so close, we're at 78% service. We're trying to get to 85%, so I can taste it. We're almost there. All right, so four-way test. Susan Harris.
Please join me in the things we think, say, and do. First is the truth. Second